Instagram sales have changed for high-ticket businesses. Before, it was enough to post great content, throw a link in your bio and people would buy your stuff. But those days are long gone. People are way smarter now and they got used to getting sold on Instagram. So all the old systems don't work anymore. And if you still try to play by the old playbooks, you will be crushed by your competition really fast. These days, it takes a more systematic and personal approach to make and scale sales on Instagram. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what works in 2025. It is a simple 3-step process which I call attract, connect, convert. And it's exactly the same process that we are using in more than 100 high-ticket businesses to scale their business above $100,000 per month. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Seda BC and I'm the CEO and founder of OmniFusion AI. And in the past 2 years, we have focused relentlessly on scaling high-ticket businesses on Instagram using automation and systems. And before I jump into the exact system that scaled dozens of clients past 100K per month and even further, I first want to show you that this actually works. And without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. All right, this is one of the dashboards of one of our clients. He is a fitness coach on Instagram and he's only using his one Instagram profile to actually make sales, and we scaled him to $450,000 in sales every single month. And this is just shortly to show you that everything I'm going to explain you actually works today. So what you're seeing here is the AI performance dashboard, because we have automated all of his engagement on Instagram, all of the conversations, all of the setting, qualifications, booking the calls and all of this stuff. This dashboard here shows all of the conversations and all of the calls that have happened inside of the DM inbox of that one client. The process I'm going to show you in this video can be done fully manually. However, all of our clients obviously use our AI sales system, and this AI performance dashboard shows exactly what happened over the last 30 days. This client had 1,240 conversations inside of his Instagram DMs. Out of these 1,240 conversations, the AI found out that 284 people are qualified and it sent them the booking link for a free consultation call. Out of these 284 qualified leads, 128 actually booked the call, which brings us to a 10% booking rate. So 1,000 conversations, 100 booked calls. And the most important part of all this is it needed 0 humans to make all of this possible, because everything I'm showing you in this dashboard is 100% automated and AI powered. And that brings us to one very important factor, and which is this is limitlessly scalable. Because all of this is 100% automated and we have proved that it works in his account, the only thing we need to do to scale this client to $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 per month is to double his conversations here. And everything else will just double from there, because now we have proved that this works. We have a roughly 10% booking rate with 1,000 conversations. So to get twice the amount of calls booked in a month, we only need to double the conversions he has. And this is just to show you that everything I'm gonna explain you now really works. So let's get started with the actual system. As I explained before, it's attract, connect, convert. And I'm going to explain each of these now. First of all, in my opinion, there's only 2 real ways how you can scale lead generation on Instagram these days. And that's through organic content or paid ads. You can do one or the other if you feel comfortable with it. However, the most powerful is to combining both of them. So organic content and ads is how you reach new people in your target audience. As soon as they find you, they will end up in your Instagram account. And your Instagram profile is not just a social media profile anymore. You need to treat it as your funnel. This literally replaces your website or your funnel. This is everything you need to actually make sales. So make sure that your Instagram looks attractive to your target audience and actually looks like a sales funnel where you have proof, expertise, knowledge, and everything combined. I will not go into detail about organic content, paid ads, or how your Instagram profile should look like for this specific video. However, if you want me to dive deep into any of these topics, leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to create a new video for you. So we have leads coming from paid ads and from organic content into your Instagram funnel, aka your sales funnel. As soon as these leads come to your Instagram account, there's literally just 2 ways how they can continue down your funnel. One of them is quite obvious and very well known these days, and that's a DM trigger or comment automation. So you post valuable content and then you say comment ready and I'll send you my free workout plan, for example, or comment this and I'll send you this. So you give them free value in exchange for having them inside of your Instagram inbox, and that's very crucial. And to do that, you can use tools like Go High Level or ManyChat to automate the whole process. You simply set up the keywords, they need to comment under your post or send you inside of the DM inbox, and then the automation will automatically trigger a reply, and then you will have an open conversation with these people. And this is exactly where most businesses fuck it up, so listen carefully. This automation might just bring 5% of people who actually visit your profile into your Instagram inbox, which also means that we're losing 95% of potential leads that came to your Instagram account because they are not commenting under your post or sending you a DM in the first instance. And this is where the system becomes very valuable, because on the other side, this is where we can convert all of the other people. So what most people might do when they come to your Instagram profile is they will engage with your profile. They will watch your story, they will take part in the poll, they will like your content, maybe they even follow you but don't send you a DM. And these are all signals for us that these are interested people. These people showed some interest in what you do and what you post. So it's our duty to actually connect to those people if they did not connect with you first. And by using this strategy, we can increase the people inside of your inbox from 5% up to 20 or 30% of all leads that come to your Instagram profile. Because more people will engage with your account, engage with your content, like your post or react to a story than people who are going to send you a DM. And this part cannot be automated just yet. So you will need to do it yourself or get a VA to do it for you. Can be very cheap, $3, $4, $5 per hour VAs, because it's actually not hard to do. The client I just showed you with $450,000 in sales has 3 people, which we call the lead gen team, who are doing nothing else than doing outreach and follow-ups to actually get more conversations rolling in, so the AI can take over the conversations and book them into meetings. So to keep it simple, what we're gonna do is everyone who likes your post, follows your account, views your story, or engages with your account in any other way, we are going to send them an outbound DM. And don't overcomplicate this part. We have literally analyzed millions of DMs out of all of our clients, and the ones that convert the best are usually the simplest messages that get an easy response. So your goal here is to have a personalized, very short message that is relatable with your target audience. In the example of the fitness coach I just showed you, the best performing DM was always, "Hey, how is training going?" That's it. That's literally it. And it's not just good because it's short and relatable, it also pre-qualifies the lead, because the people they respond back to you, they already see you as an authority figure in the coaching niche, because all you do is fitness coaching. You have tons of testimonials on your Instagram profile, so they assume you know what you're talking about. And if you go out and ask them, "How's training going?" most often than not, these people will reply back with all the things we need to actually qualify them. They will tell you their pain points, they will tell you what they tried before, they will tell you where they are stuck. And these are all important metrics that we need to actually close these people into our service. And here's one simple tip that will drastically increase the amount of conversations you have as well as the conversions you have in the end, because many people will not reply back to your first outbound message. And that's why it's extremely important to always follow up with leads that do not reply back to you. A recent study found out that more than 81% of all sales are made after the 5th touch point. So who are you sending out one DM and expecting a reply every single time? That's not how the world works, and that's not how business works. And as we are smart enough to know that, we are going to follow up with these leads consistently until we actually get a reply. So what you can see on the screen here is super important. This is a loop. So if people do not respond back to your outbound DM, you simply have to follow up with them a day later, 2 days later, 5 days later, 7 days later, 15 days later, as many times as possible without being spammy or pushy, to actually get them to reply back. And if they're not interested in talking with you, they will tell you, and then you can leave them alone. However, if they do not tell us anything, we are going to continue to follow up with them until they do. Remember, we're not here to make friends. We are here to scale your business, and this is exactly how it works. And as it can get very messy, for example, our client is sending more than 10,000 outbound DMs per month, you have to use something like dmtracker.ai to track all your leads and all your follow-ups, which will automatically show you which follow-up is due now, which lead did not respond back to you, and so on. This will make your life and your lead generation team's life so much easier. So go ahead and use a tool like that. And for all the clients that work with us, these 2 parts are actually the only things that humans need to do. So the outbound DMs for following, for viewing a story, and so on has to be done by humans, because there is no automation for that. And the follow-ups also have to be done by humans if they happen 24 hours or more after the last reply of the user, right? These are the only 2 things that we need a lead gen team for. And as you see, there is nothing complicated about this. They don't need to have a conversation. They don't need to be great salespeople. They don't need to be trained a script. They don't need none of that. The only purpose of these people inside of this whole system is to actually get more people into our DM conversations. So the only thing they need to get is a reply. And that's not really hard to do. You simply give them the scripts, what they have to send out for the first follow-up, the second follow-up, the third follow-up, or the initial outbound message, and that's all they do. They just put in the numbers. And the one client example I showed you in the beginning simply has 3 VAs who are very cheap on a monthly basis to do more than 10,000 outbound DMs and more than 20 or 25,000 follow-up messages in a month. Because every single message just takes a couple of seconds. You're using tools where you can see which follow-up is due. They have a list of scripts they need to use, and they just send out the DMs en masse. And for everything else, like qualifying, having a conversation with them, being fast to respond to them, we are using AI to scale this. And this is actually one of the most important parts, in my opinion, to scale this system. You can start the system doing it manually yourself. However, if you get more than 10 or 20 DMs per day, it will get more and more complex to be always fast, to respond fast, to make sure that you are aware of every single conversations, listen to their pain points, be very personal in your conversations, and AI is simply superior in these instances. So if you are making some money, if you have enough profit, this is my first suggestion to you, to reinvest that into your business, to automate the whole conversation flow, because a custom trained AI is just doing a so much better job than humans could ever do. Now we discussed the attract and connect part, because our goal here is to get as many people into the DM conversations as possible. If you are doing high ticket sales on Instagram, would you rather have 100 conversations inside your DM inbox or 1,000 conversations inside your DM inbox? That's the key. These days, money is made in the inbox, and that's why everything we do is targeted towards this single goal of getting more DM conversations, as many as we can. And as we have just seen, every single conversation has a 10% chance of booking a call with a highly qualified lead that's already interested in your service. And from there, we just add a 30 to 40% close rate, which then means that every 100 conversations we have 3 or 4 closed deals. And with a high ticket offer around 5K, this means that you can get $20,000 to $25,000 in revenue just by having 100 conversations inside your DM. And as soon as you have this whole system dialed in, the only thing you need to do is to scale the amount of messages you have. And to scale the amount of messages you have, you only need to scale the amount of leads that come to your profile and the amount of messages you're sending out to actually provoke a reply. So when you understand this whole system, it's actually super simple to scale. And everything I explained you here right now is completely independent of the product or service you have. So this works in every niche. And it also doesn't matter if you have the best product out there or not, because there are so many coaches and consultants out there who have an extremely superior product, but they don't have a sales system, they don't have sales processes, they don't have automations, so nobody ever knows about their product. And our goal is to get as many clients as possible. If you have a great product, they will stick longer with you, and this will additionally increase your revenue over the long period of time. However, if your sales process is whack, then you will never get clients in the first place. So this is our first priority. As soon as we have the people inside of the DM conversation, the rest is quite easy. We have a qualification conversation with them, and then we book them into a call if they are qualified. Again, you can do all of this manually or with a team, but that's a lot of hats to wear. As soon as you reach a certain scale and make some money and have some profits to spend, the first thing I would always do is to scale with AI. And I'm not saying this because we have done this for more than 100 clients in the past 2 years and because we are building custom trained AI sales systems specifically for Instagram. You can try do this yourself or go with someone else. But my suggestion is simply scale this with AI, because this is repetitive work that AI can provenly just make so much better than any human ever could. And if we have proof that this is the case, then it's your duty to automate that. You will have less people in your team, you will have less cost, you will have less overhead, and you will have better results because AI is a better setter than any human out there, period. If you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments, but I have proof that this is the case. So to go a bit into more detail here, when it comes to the convert part, so this is the third step. This is convert those qualified leads into a call, and then from that call, we convert them into an actual paying client. And how does that work? So we have a DM conversation, and our only goal is to find out their pain points and to find out if they are actually qualified or not. Our main goal here is not to sell our service or anything else. We just want to understand who they are, what they're struggling with, and if we can actually help them or not. If this is someone we cannot help, then there is no point of booking a call with them because we cannot help them, so they are not our potential clients. So in the DM conversation, there's just a couple of questions you need to ask. If you're using AI, then it's a script that runs automatically. If you're using humans, then that's a script you need to give them. And to just use the simple example of the fitness coach I was talking about, here we are getting a reply on how's training going. Most often than not, they will tell us that they go to the gym 3 times a week or that that they would like to start training, or that they struggle with diet, or that they have an injury and that's why they cannot train. And all of these things are super valuable for us to understand, because that actually qualifies the leads for us. And not only that, they also tell us their pain points and with exactly what they are struggling to achieve their goals. So the only questions here, in my mind, adjusted to your niche and to your product is: how's training going? What is your physique goal? What is your health goal? What did you do already to try to achieve these goals by yourself? Why do you think you cannot achieve these results yourself? These are basically all the questions we need to know to understand exactly what they're struggling with, where they are right now, where they want to be, and what's holding them back to go from A to B. And you, as this high-ticket service provider, should be the bridge between where they are right now to where they want to be. And most people who trust you because you have created relatable content will tell you all the problems they have reaching their goals, right? And you can use this not just to qualify, but to actually tell them, hey, everything you told me is something I've heard 1,000 times before. Let's jump on a quick 15-minute consulting call so I can give you real value, real fast, face to face. And this is how we are booking most of the calls for our clients. You have to give them value first. They have to understand that you know exactly what they're struggling with, and they have to understand that you know the exact pathway for them to go to achieve their goals and dreams. So as soon as you're on the call with them, you need to listen to their pain points and tell them exactly how you would get them from where they are right now to the dream physique they want. Also show some testimonials that you actually have done this in the past multiple times, so they believe what you say. And then from there, the most logical consequence to actually go with you. Otherwise, they are not really believing in their dreams, or they don't want it hard enough. And after we have provided them with tons of value on the call and showed them that we know what we're talking about and that we exactly know how to get them to their dream result, the only thing we need to do is to close them. And this is where the money is made. Let me clean this up for you that you see how simple this whole system actually is. If you see it like this is everything you need to make your Instagram sales scalable and successful. You only need to attract people, you need to connect with people, and then you need to convert people. And it's very important here to mention that, like everything in life that's about scaling, it is a numbers game. If you only have 10 leads up here, then this whole system will bring bad results. Or let's say you will not get rich using the system. However, if you have the system dialed in and everything works, you can just increase this top number here to 100, to 1,000, to 10,000, to 100,000, to 1,000,000. It doesn't really matter, because everything in here needs to be a process. It needs to be automated as much as possible if you really want to scale to a couple $100,000 per month. And all of this actually works. And as I just showed you in the dashboard previously, if you have stats that are similar to this, where you say, okay, I have 100 conversations and I'm booking 10 calls, then you know you have a 10% booking rate. And if you want to have 100 calls per month, then you also know that you just need to have 1,000 conversations instead of 100. And then the only focus you as a business owner should have is to increase the numbers here and the numbers here. And both of them is quite simple. You just invest more time to make more quality content, and you invest more into paid ads to actually get more people onto your profile, to have more conversations, more qualifications, more closes. And that's how simple this whole system is. And the most crucial part, in my opinion, here is that your profile needs to look like a sales funnel, that you do the outbound and follow-up system correctly every single time without missing a single lead. As said, use tools for that, because life is hard enough, so you don't need to do this manually in a Google Sheet or whatever. And this one is also, in my opinion, super crucial to actually make it scalable, because at some point, if you have 5, 6, 7, 8 DM setters inside of your Instagram, this whole thing will just get a mess. And with AI, you have one single point of contact, one virtual person who takes care of all of this and also has clean statistics about everything he's doing inside of your Instagram DMs. And the biggest leverage for most clients we work with is actually this little loop here. So most of them never focus on people who engage with their profile, who follow them, or who like a picture or view a story. But more often than not, these are the most interested people, and not everyone wants to send you a DM. Not everyone is as outgoing and as open to send a stranger a DM on Instagram. That's just not how most people are. So if you get out to them, most people will even appreciate getting a message from you, because you are the authority figure in that niche or with that specific business that you are doing. And just by getting this one part right, you can can even double or triple your revenue without doing anything else. If you got any value out of this video so far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to provide you with as much value as possible for free here on YouTube on how to scale your business on Instagram. And if you have any questions about anything I just said, please put them down in the comments. I'm reading every single one of them and I'm happy to answer them for you. If more than one person asks for the same thing, I'm more than happy as well to create a new video to explain you more into details about organic content, paid ads, your Instagram profile as a funnel, or the whole outbound DM follow-up loop, and basically everything you see here, because that's all we do in the past 2 years. Building tools, building custom AI automations, and building systems for high-ticket businesses on Instagram to scale. I hope this was worth your time. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.